Har Har Mahadev. Welcome to this video wherein we are going to talk about the silent twin flame journey and what exactly it means and why it happens. So, in normal twin flame dynamics, what happens is that the masculine comes in and activates the feminine, and with the physical meeting, there is a cataclysmic reaction that takes place within both, and after that there is the initiation into the path, into the twin flame journey, and therein begins the healing procedure for both. Right? In this regular twin flame dynamic, it so happens that after every couple of months, after every couple of weeks, both divine counterparts again come into contact after a period of separation, after a period of no contact. They both come together once again. There might be physical meeting, there might be communication that takes place over a phone call, over a text. So there is communication that takes place, and then both of them again split and come into separation again, so that healing may continue once again. So this keeps on happening. There is contact, then no contact, contact, then no contact. So there is a lot of convergence and deflection of energies on this path for people who are on who find themselves in a regular twin flame dynamic. Now, what happens in a silent twin flame journey is that there are long periods of no communication. So basically, how it feels for a regular twin flame during the no contact situation, the entirety of the length of these twin flames who are on the silent journey, it feels that way. Like there are intensely long periods of no communication, wherein it might include months or even years, wherein there is no contact. So it spans onto a greater period of time, right? So without any meeting, without any physical interaction, without any communication, both twin flames actually run on a parallel path with each other. They are connected in energies, of course, but there is no or very little physical meeting which is involved. Now there are a few other types of twin flames under silent twin flame journey as well. It can include, the first type is when you feel this longing for your divine counterpart within you. You feel like there is a soulmate or there is a person out there with whom you feel this romantic connection with, who might be out there but you haven't met them yet. Right? So think Dil To Pagal Hai, Madhuri in Dil To Pagal Hai. You know, she knows that people are made in pairs, and you know that my person is out there and I'm going to meet them, and you know, being in that energy. So I don't know why I'm smiling, but yeah, but that might be the case if you feel internally in the depths of your heart that there is a person who is created, who's very much into you, very much in love with you, but you are yet to meet them. The second kind is wherein the twin flames actually dream about each other, but the face is blurred, or the name comes out blurred, or you haven't met them in real life, but you keep seeing this person in your dream again and again and again, and it's a very familiar energy, and it feels very real to you. It feels very lifelike, but you have yet to meet them in the physical dimension. Then there is a third kind wherein you have physically met your divine counterpart, and there has been an activation, there has been a spiritual activation that has taken place between both of you, for both of you, but then you go into this spell of long durations of not coming together, not speaking to each other, right? So why does this happen? What is the reason for a silent twin flame journey? A silent twin flame journey is not at all easy. If you are on a twin flame path, and if you have been in a no contact situation, you understand what this journey involves. It is intense, it is very heart wrenching, it is gut wrenching, and you feel like there is a limb that has been torn out of you. Literally, it feels like a physical pain. But there are certain reasons as to why this happens and as to why your souls decided this in your soul plan, right? So the first reason is that the reason for twin flames to choose a silent twin flame journey is because there is heavy karma involved. There is heavy karmic unpacking that needs to happen for each divine counterpart in their own lives. Like there is some heavy karma that they have created for themselves, that they have agreed to in this lifetime. They have agreed to exhaust all of that karma, okay, that has been created since past many lifetimes, with their karmic partners. Both of them may be married, one of them may be married, they might be also like other souls involved, like children, right? They might have been parents or in-laws that are involved, that you have heavy karmic baggage with, that you need to exhaust and that you need to dissolve before both of you can come together. So there needs to be this convergence of energy that is required, that you need to direct to start exhausting that heavy karma that you have created. And also there is also a lot of heavy mutual karma involved between divine counterparts. So when that happens, it is a given that probably in a past lifetime both of you have caused grave pain to each other. You have caused a lot of sadness, you have projected a lot of anger, hate, revenge. There's been very heavy lower energies involved, and that is why divine creates this little bit of a gap so that you can start exhausting that mutual karma that the counterparts hold within themselves. Second reason for a silent twin flame journey is karmic interference, right? So the reason why both divine counterparts have this physical gap within them, where there is absolutely no communication taking place, is because there is an energy, a karmic energy. This might be an individual, this might be a certain situation that is involved, that is keeping both of you apart. Both of you cannot bear to stay apart, but still there is that gap, there is that distance, there is that abyss in between the both of you because of karmic interference. Because if you were to contact them, there might have been there might be challenging repercussions that might be very difficult to deal with later. So for example, like say if one divine counterpart's karmic is very heavily inclined into blaming or holding responsible for shame energy, all of that. So if they come to know about this twin flame dynamic, and if there is interaction in the physical between both divine counterparts, it might be very heavy for that counterpart to be dealing with their karmic, right? So there are certain outcomes that are avoided. So there is basically, like, you can think of it as protection. Both the divine counterparts are in their own lives, managing their own reality. They are working on their own healing process. They are at the same time dissolving their karmas by practicing self-love and extending forgiveness, being more aware, right? So that is how this protection takes place for both divine counterparts, because there is heavy karmic interference. So if they were to come together, there would be like lots of complications. There would be lots of drama, which is avoided due to divine grace. All right. The third point for the reason for being on a silent twin flame journey is having very strong ego. Very strong ego. Both counterparts might be very hedonistic. They would be very overly confident, overly sure of themselves. What I'm doing is right, what I'm doing is correct, and what do they know? It also might so happen that externally you're very humble, you're trying to be humble, but you know what they say about about masked appearances, right? There's a mask that a person holds. When they are overly arrogant inside, they will try to put that mask on of humility, of being humble, but internally you have this resistance for accepting other people's opinion, accepting other people's help, accepting other people's opinions or their suggestions. They are not at all welcome, right? So there's a very, very strong ego that is involved. It might be on one divine counterpart's part, or it might be for both of them as well. But twin flames who have a very, very strong ego, and there is a reason for the strong ego as well. My guru always used to say that stronger the light, stronger the ego. So the light capacity, the wisdom, the inner knowing that you have, the higher the awareness, greater is the capacity of the ego, right? So not falling into that trap once again of a past lifetime. The divine decrees for both of these counterparts to start seeing themselves, to start embracing their own humility within, to come into this surrender. There is this gap created so that this ego might melt and it might be more visible for both divine counterparts. The fourth point is deep inner work. So these long spells of staying apart, they actually bring up a lot of pain. There is lots of pain that comes up, intense bouts of emotions. There is a lot of helplessness that is involved. There is a lot of hopelessness that is involved, right? Because if you are on the twin flame journey, you know how no contact feels with your person. It's like, oh my god, this perfect person out there for me, and I feel this intense connection with them. I feel this spiritual alignment with them, and I feel like there is an eternity that we have shared together. There is so much of connection, but yet there is this gap. They won't understand, they won't see the value of it. They have blocked me out, they have rejected me, or they won't communicate with me, right? So this pain comes up, intense pain, and that pain in turn helps us to love ourselves deeper, to accept ourselves at a fundamental level, to start valuing ourselves more deeply. So there is deep inner healing work that needs to be initiated within both twin flames, and that is the reason why they choose this silent twin flame journey, right? Please remember that you have chosen this journey. Please do not blame it on fate or destiny, or go into that lower energy of being helpless and hopeless. Please know that as souls incarnate, both of you are divine eternal beings, and you have chosen this form of this journey to learn certain things about yourself, to accelerate your ascension process. Twin flames are on the fast track to ascension, but silent twin flame journey involves intense periods of transformation, okay? The fifth point for silent twin flame journey is, the reason for it is focus building focus, building laser pointed focus for your purpose and what you are here to achieve, what you're here to do, what you're here to create, what you're here to change, what you're here to heal. Remembering that there is a greater purpose than just coming together in the physical with your divine counterpart. Yes, it's a very beautiful journey. It's a very loving and a romantic journey. It really moves you to your core, this person and the connection that you feel with them. But through this twin flame interaction, you are here to initiate change. You are here to catalyze others as well. Just the way that your person catalyzed you, you are a catalyst for many others as well, who are here to initiate their own path to healing. You are here for people who are seeking to establish faith in divine, right? So there is a greater purpose to you being here, and you can only start working towards your purpose when there is no distraction that is around you. And I'm not saying that your twin flame is your distraction. They are your greatest support. on this journey. They are your greatest courage and strength. But what happens is that when our twin flame is in our 3D reality, and you will notice this whenever your twin flame comes around, their physical self comes around, you feel enamored by them. You feel like you are sucked into their vortex. You find that you have lost your inner capacity of being an individual self. There is no you then. It's all about them. It becomes completely about the other person, about your twin flame. And that brings you into a lower zone. If you notice, when they go away, when they run, or when they again go into that mode of not communicating or creating that separation, it brings a lot of pain to you. And then you have to recalibrate, you have to initiate another leg of that deep healing. You have to bring yourself back to that knowing that no, both of us are here to heal ourselves first. And then you start bringing that sense of self again back to yourself. So it takes a lot of time. I'm not saying that is unnecessary. Everything has its purpose. But on the silent twin flame journey, there have to be absolute no distractions, zero distractions that are given, right? So you have laser pointed focus towards what needs to be done, right? The 6th point is pure unconditionality, and this is not just about love. Unconditionality is on various levels, right? This is about tapping into your own reservoirs of patience, your own inner reservoirs of faith, coming into surrender, holding more passion, holding more love, holding more understanding. So the longer the wait, the sweeter is the cake. All right, this is something that I would like to say to our friends who are on this silent twin flame journey. Please don't look at it as a punishment. It is a great gift. It is a huge gift. Why? Because it will bring you into a greater faith. It brings you into a deeper surrender. Because when your twin flame is going to come into your 3D reality and then leave, there is a coming and going, this Knight of Wands energy, in and out, right? That will create a lot of fluctuation in your energetic field. It greatly affects your energy body, it greatly affects your emotional body, because of course the emotions run high, and then there is a lot of energy that goes into managing that chaos that happens, right? But when there is no communication, absolutely, when there is no meeting only, what are you doing? You are all the time completely receiving signs from the universe. You are receiving information from the universe. You are not going out there obsessing about your person. You are not constantly looking out to them in the physical reality. You are just bringing your focus back to yourself again and again and again, and learning to surrender, learning to give it to God. Okay, if it is meant to be, it is going to happen. I trust within God. I rely my faith within God. So it provides for a deeper faith. It provides for a deeper surrender, a deeper love as well, and you have a greater understanding of unconditionality. Whether this person comes in or doesn't, I know that I am here to create the best possible life of my dreams. I'm here to create a beautiful set of possibilities, for not only for myself but for others as well, right? So you're focused towards holding pure unconditionality. The 7th reason for the silent twin flame journey is to heal anxiety, to heal overthinking, and to heal the fears that we hold within ourselves. So like I mentioned, this connects me to our last point, that when there is no coming and going, there is a certain pace that you are going at, that you are progressing at. Since there is so much to be diffused and dissolved and assimilated and integrated, that there is a certain pace that needs to be followed, and you are at that pace. There is a steady pace that is followed on a silent twin flame journey, right? Because there is no coming and going from the external twin, and so you are constantly connected with divine, you're constantly aligned with divine. You are constantly in tune with divine. There are moments, there are very, very short moments. I'm not saying that there are not moments on this journey wherein you doubt it, you question it, you fall into confusions. Yes, there will always be that, because the mind has its work to do. It is going to churn up that for you. But relatively, according to my own observations and in my own humble opinion, on a silent twin flame journey, there is a great healing that needs to take place for both divine counterparts, especially in terms of anxiety, overthinking, and fear. So, for one divine counterpart, there might be this capacity of overthinking, over calculating, over analyzing, and if that is the case, other person is going to hold the anxiousness, the anxiety, right? So there must be healing on both ends that must take place. That must take place. We are here to dissolve the fears that we hold within ourselves. That, oh, what if there is going to be no union? On a silent twin flame journey, you're constantly reminded by the universe. You're constantly shown by the universe that there is union that has already been achieved. You are already one at a higher level, at a higher dimension. And the kind of signs, personally, according to me, the kind of signs that you are shown on a silent twin flame journey are very stark. They are very crisp. They are very sharp. They are very out there. You cannot ignore these signs that the universe brings to you, because it's very easy to scrap the idea of being on a twin flame journey when your twin is silent, completely silent. Then there's 100% no communication. It's very easy to disbelieve. Okay, maybe I'm not on the journey. Okay, so but divine has to bring you back on that path, isn't it? Again and again, divine has to direct you towards that twin flame path that you have decided for yourself. So what will the universe do? The universe is going to show you such incredible signs that you cannot help but ignore. You cannot discredit those signs. They are very sure, short, and crisp signs that keep reminding you, they keep giving you power, they keep giving you the energy, the motivation that is required to keep on pushing forward, to keep on taking step by step on this journey. The 8th point on silent twin flame journey, and the reason for silence on the divine counterparts part, is to strengthen polarity. So silent twin flame journey, it actually helps you go within. Since you are not going out, you are not looking at your divine counterpart, what they are doing, what they are not doing. You hold that trust that they will come back when they have to. You believe that they will come back if they want to. And thus you are completely withdrawn. You have turned your energy inwards, you have turned your awareness inwards, and you're trying to better yourself each day, right? So in that, you strengthen the polarity within, right? And of course, when you strengthen the polarity, it takes us to point number 9, that leads us to increased balance. When our energies are polarized, we feel like we need someone, we need another person to take care of us, to rely on, to be stable for, to seek love from, right? To seek protection from. But when we hold that inner polarity balance, we stop looking outside of ourselves. We know that the twin is placed within and nothing but a reflection of my own inner polarity, my own inner masculine, my own inner feminine, right? So this silent twin flame journey will always promote more balance, a greater amount of balance. And of course, it brings us to our last 10th point. The reason for silent twin flame journey is neutrality, so that you can be very unconcerned with taking sides. You stop taking sides. You stop picking favorites, because the 10th and the last point as the reason for a silent twin flame journey is you become quite neutral. There is a greater acceptance that comes in, there is a greater surrender. Whether your twin flame is going to arrive in your life, whether they are not going to arrive in your life, whether there is going to be physical union, whether there is not going to be a physical union, there is not much difference, right? Because as it is, there was nothing to begin with. There is very little of what you have received on your twin flame journey, especially from your physical twin to begin with. It doesn't bother you that much, so that easily brings you to being neutral to any outcome, being neutral about what the universe wants to bring to you, because you realize that it is anyway in accordance to the energetic vibration that you hold, right? So if I'm holding the energetic vibration of union, of course there is going to be physical union. The person is going to come around sooner or later, right? So there is no panic within, there is no anxiety within. There is this sense of acceptance, there is this sense of neutrality of outcome. You are completely aligned with divine and you trust God to bring you what you deserve in that moment, right? So I hope this video helped you. I love you so much. Take care, stay blessed. Har Har Mahadev.